Practice is all wrapped up as we move into qualifying here at the Autodromo di Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. Any moment now, the teams will be heading out onto the track. Now then, Anthony Davidson, you're not getting any younger, but you have been involved in your fair share of qualifying sessions in an illustrious 30-year career. How do you deal with the pressure when you have that one chance to deliver a perfect lap?
It's not so much about dealing with the pressure, it's more about how you approach the risk and just how much of it are you willing to take. You're constantly balancing the car on the edge of grip from braking, cornering and traction. And over the course of a lap, it's easy to get that balance wrong. And that's why achieving the perfect lap is almost impossible. As you say, I've been doing this 30 years now, and it never gets any easier.
Strategy and race objectives. Press the MFD button to open the multifunction display. DRS is offline. The rear wing is down, so you can stay out while we work on a fix. Of fuel remaining. DRS is offline. The rear wing is down, so you can stay out while we work on a fix. Expecting rain in around 10 to 15 minutes. There is a fault to the DRS. You won't be able to open the rear wing. We're working on a fix. Stay out.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top three today. Bottas, Perez and Smith. With qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
Tough luck there. It's not quite where we'd want to be on the grid, but chin up, it's not the end of the world.
It's race day here in Italy once again. Monza, home to so many records. The smallest winning margin, for example. Do you remember in 1971, Peter Gethin beat Ronnie Peterson to the line by 1/100th of a second. There were 40 overtakes for the lead alone in 1965, and Kimi Raikkonen clocked a record top speed of 230 miles per hour here, just over a decade ago. So there's a lot to live up to then for all of our drivers today. We're 12 miles northeast of Milan for today's Grand Prix at a Monza circuit where we can expect top speeds of around 215 miles per hour. 11 corners on this 3.6 mile track, with 7 of those coming in the form of chicanes. And with a good slipstream and DRS open, there should be plenty of opportunity for some passing here today. Joining me for today's race once again is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Smith. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
There are never any guarantees in this business, but certainly the performance last time out would have boosted their confidence coming into this one.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Smith, Magnussen, Max Verstappen and Hamilton, Leclerc, Kvyat, Vettel and Carlos Sainz, Norris, Hülkenberg, Romain Grosjean and Raikkonen, Ricciardo, Butler, Lucas Faber and Lance Stroll. Albon and George Russell ends our grid lineup, and with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
You can run side by side into the Rettifilio, but don't brake too late on these cold tyres or you will hit someone. Okay, go through all the gears if you can. We need to make sure the engagement is okay before the start. We're going to want to put some temperature into the tyres and brakes. We need to keep the engine cool though, so don't go too high with the revs. expected. No rain expected for the time being. The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights. race officials have enabled DRS. DRS is now available. You're losing a small amount of time to the car behind. Keep pushing. Pitting this lap then, come into the pits at the end of this lap. Teammate ahead is 6.5 seconds. Only one stop to go. One stop left in this strategy. Pit window opens in 5 laps time. 5 laps. Deployment, we can harvest more energy. The gap to the car ahead is 2.7 seconds. fastest lap for the race. Okay, you only have to stop once now. One stop left. Pit window will open in 3 laps time. Pit window opens in 3 laps. Right, tyre situation. We're good for the time being, but you are going to start to notice the wear, so make sure it doesn't catch you out. Approaching the pit window, you'll be on mediums. Receive you at the end of this lap. Our gap to the car in front is 2.0 seconds. Go now. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Yellow flag. Someone's come off ahead of you. There's a yellow flag ahead. Okay, clear. estimate by 32.5 seconds. Moving to mix 2, fuel to mix 2, gap to car in front is 11.0 seconds. Perez ahead, they're on fresh mediums. Coming to fit the mediums. Car ahead, now running medium tyres. Valtteri is ahead of you. They're on all mediums. Williams. Their tyres are 13 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1:25.9. You're gaining by 8 tenths. 8 tenths. That's Valtteri ahead. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 14 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1:26.1. We're gaining by about 9 tenths a lap. Keep it up. Some information on Vettel. They seem to have an issue. Valtteri is in for his stop. Is dropping back. We're seeing a gap form. Valtteri is ahead of you. They're on fresh softs. Behind. The gap behind us is 3.5 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 4 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:26.4. Soft tyres at the next pit stop. at this point in time is a 1 minute 24.5. Perez is behind you. The gap to the car behind is 3.6 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 6 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:26.3. Now, keep it up. Sat in P2, that's Valtteri ahead. The gap to the car ahead is 13.7 seconds. They're on old softs. Perez behind. Our gap behind is 3.1 seconds. They're on old mediums. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 9 laps to go. Looks like you're running on some slightly warm rubber at this point. You should still have a fair amount of grip left, but be mindful, it's going to start falling away. Is behind you. Okay, the gap behind is 3.3 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 8 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 25.8. laps of fuel remaining. Is 3.5 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 11 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:27.5. Of fuel remaining. Is behind you. The gap to the car behind is 6.0 seconds. They're on old mediums. The time last lap was a 1:27.9. Mercedes gaining on you by 0.5 a lap. Engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix too soon. Great drive. We're really happy with that performance.
And Mercedes have pulled off a great victory here today. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, tyre management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes. Let's see what effect this result has had on the drivers' standings. Max Verstappen should be pleased with his performance, making gains at the top of the table. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Well, Lance Stroll would be my pick. He managed to keep a cool head today whilst pushing through the field.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, Toro Rosso's strong weekend allows them to continue their march up the table. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. Everything went your way today. It looked like you had a really good strategy for the race. Do you have any comments about the collisions? How do you think Devon will react to having not been able to finish today's race? I think it's great how much your team has been focused on developing your car. Great. Well, that's everything.
Great work this weekend. It was fantastic to see you up on that podium.
What do you think of this one? Alright, listen up everyone. They've announced that the technical regulations are changing for next season. Now there's a risk a lot of our hard work could be undone if we're not careful, so let's figure out how to mitigate this. Drivers, take a look at the developments we have and let us know what you want to invest in protecting. Alright everyone, let's get on top of this.